Hey, baseball fans. Welcome back to Tits and Streams, your go-to channel for daily baseball predictions. I'm Koken, and I'm here to give you the inside scoop on today's top matchups. Before we dive into today's picks, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on our latest predictions. If you enjoy our content, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends who love baseball and sports betting. Our channel relies entirely on your support. We don't have any sponsors, so every like, share, and comment helps us keep going. If you'd like to support us even more, consider donating by pressing the thanks button under this video. We love hearing from you. Drop a comment below. Your feedback makes our channel better. All right, let's get into today's predictions. Today we have predictions for 4 MLB games. The first prediction for today is for a game between the Chicago White Sox and Los Angeles Angels. In today's showdown, it's the Angels taking on the White Sox in what promises to be a game filled with intrigue. The White Sox are entering this game looking for redemption after being blanked 5-0 by the Angels on Tuesday. Chicago's offense has been a struggle all season, and it showed again with their failure to put up a single run. David Martin took the mound for the White Sox, giving up 7 hits and 3 runs across 5 innings. Right now, they're managing just 3.08 runs per game, while their pitching staff is allowing a hefty 5.15 runs per contest. Offensively, they rank dead last in the league, and their pitching isn't far behind at 29th. On the other side, the Los Angeles Angels are looking to clinch the series after tying things up with that Tuesday win. Their pitching staff was rock solid, keeping the White Sox scoreless, with Griffin Canning delivering a strong 6 innings, allowing just 3 hits and 0 runs. The Angels' offense was quick out of the gate, notching 5 early runs, which proved to be enough. They're averaging 3.93 runs per game, with their pitchers giving up 4.83. Like the Sox, they rank near the bottom, sitting at 27th for offense and 26th for pitching. Tonight, the Angels are handing the ball to Kocanovic, while the White Sox will counter with Garrett Crochet. Crochet has been a hot topic this season, especially around trade rumors. Many thought he wouldn't pitch much after the trade deadline, but here he is, still starting games in what has become a lost season for Chicago. The White Sox missed their window to trade him, which is a big what-if, considering how other teams were showing interest. Now, about the series. The White Sox have hung in there, but it feels like a case of too little, too late. The Angels haven't been much better, especially when favored, but they've still managed to win when it counts. Stats don't favor the White Sox, as they're just 16.57 in their last 73 road games, a woeful 9.48 in their last 57 away from home, and 11.23 in their last 34 against the Angels. But the Angels are in a slump themselves, going 8-24 in their last 32 games. Kochanovic's season ERA sits at 5.08, though he's been sharper lately with a 3.57 ERA over his last 3 outings. Crochet, however, has been seeing fewer innings lately, likely due to his reliever role. His pitch count has been limited, and he hasn't gone deep into games. Still, he's been effective, allowing fewer than 2 runs in 4 of his last 5 outings. His role has sparked debate, with some seeing him as a starter and others as a reliever seeking a payday. In terms of matchups, the White Sox have fared better against right-handers, hitting .259, while the Angels have struggled mightily against lefties, batting just .172. That could be key with Crochet, a lefty, on the mound. Ultimately, while the bullpen edge leans slightly toward the Angels, both teams have been disappointments this season. Crochet won't go deep, but if he can set the tone, I see the White Sox relievers shutting the door. I'm calling it. The White Sox come away with a win here.
Welcome to BetUS, Sportsbook and Casino, your ultimate hub for secure and thrilling sports betting and casino gaming. BetUS is one of the oldest and most reliable online sportsbooks in the U.S., serving millions of clients all over the globe each month. BetUS, trusted for over 30 years, offers huge welcome bonuses, countless betting options, and many deposit and payout methods. Depositing funds is a breeze and safe, with a minimum deposit of just $10. Payouts are fast and hassle-free, beginning at only $50. Choose from various payout options like MoneyGram, couriered check, cryptocurrency, or bank wire. Signing up is quick and easy. For signing up, you can use the link in the description and enjoy a generous 125% welcome bonus of up to $3,000. By signing up using the link in the description, you'll also support us as we earn a small commission from your registration at BetUS. Thank you for supporting us. Join now and start winning.
The second prediction for today is for a game between the Atlanta Braves and Cincinnati Reds. In this matchup, we've got the Reds facing off against the Braves, with Jakob Younis starting for the Reds and Spencer Schwellenbach taking the mound for the Braves. Don't be fooled by the name. It's pronounced Jakob, not Jacob. Younis will be representing Cincinnati in a game that could be a real battle, while Schwellenbach will look to steady the Braves, who've had their share of ups and downs this season. The Braves, typically aggressive at the trade deadline, surprised many by staying relatively quiet this year. After dealing with injuries to key players like Ronald Acuna Jr., it's almost as if Atlanta decided to take a step back and regroup for next season. With no big moves, it feels like they've acknowledged that this season might not be their year. As a result, a postseason appearance looks less and less likely, a rarity for a team that lifted the World Series trophy just a few seasons ago. On the flip side, the Reds have been scrappy all year. Even though they're under 500, they're the only team in the league with a positive run differential despite their losing record. That tells you one thing: when Cincinnati wins, they win big. Their challenge is depth and pitching. They just don't have the same firepower as the bigger markets, but their young core is showing flashes of what's possible. With some smart offseason moves, especially shoring up their rotation, the Reds could easily be in the postseason mix next year. When it comes to handling right-handed pitchers, both teams have had their struggles. The Reds are hitting a modest .230, while the Braves are barely better at .226. Neither bullpen has been lights out lately, with the Reds posting a 4.58 ERA over their last 10 games, and the Braves not far behind at 5.05. Despite that, Schwellenbach seems like the steadier option on the mound compared to Younis, who's been solid but hasn't pitched many innings this season. Looking at some trends, the Reds have had the upper hand against the Braves, covering the run line in their last 11 meetings. They've also won their last 5 games at Great American Ballpark as underdogs. But the Braves have been resilient too, especially after road losses, winning their last 4 night games against National League Central teams after a road defeat. At the end of the day, even with the Reds' recent success at home, I'm siding with the Braves here. They're the better team on paper, and if they want to stay in the wild card race, they simply can't afford to lose these kinds of games. Schwellenbach should give them just enough to get the job done, and while Younis has been decent, I don't have enough confidence in him to go against the Braves. Atlanta takes this one. The third prediction for today is for a game between the Houston Astros and San Diego Padres. In this matchup between the San Diego Padres and the Houston Astros, we're in for a thrilling battle between two teams that have been on fire lately. The Astros, with an 82-69 record, are riding high after scoring 11 runs over their last 3 games. They've managed to put up 4 or more runs in 6 of their last 7 outings, which has been the key to their 5-game winning streak. When Houston's offense heats up, they're nearly impossible to slow down. Leading the charge is Jose Altuve, with 180 hits and 63 RBIs, while Yordan Alvarez and Yainer Diaz have been crucial contributors, combining for 327 hits and 166 RBIs. On the flip side, the Padres are coming in with an 86-66 record, and their offense is also in high gear, having put up 10 runs in their last 3 games. They've scored 4 or more in 5 of their last 8, and they've won 4 straight when hitting that mark. Manny Machado has been leading the way for San Diego, collecting 155 hits and 102 RBIs, with Jurickson Profar and Jackson Merrill backing him up with a combined 302 hits and 169 RBIs. Now, the real excitement comes from the pitching duel on the mound. The Padres are sending Dylan Cease to the hill, fresh off a dominant performance where he threw 6 shutout innings and fanned 10 batters in a rematch against the Giants. Although Cease had a few rough patches earlier in the season, he's found his groove again and will be looking to build on that momentum. However, facing Houston's lineup is no easy task, especially with their stellar numbers against right-handed pitching. The Astros rank in the top 10 for team OPS and strike out at a low rate of just 18%, making them a tough puzzle for Cease to solve. On the other side, Framber Valdez has been in beast mode recently, boasting a ridiculous 1.33 ERA over his last 7 starts. The Padres, meanwhile, have struggled against lefties, with only 35 plate appearances against them in the last 2 weeks, hitting just 200 in those chances. Valdez's form and the Padres' limited success against southpaws could set the stage for a low-scoring game, especially early on. With 2 aces on the mound, it wouldn't surprise me to see the first few innings stay quiet. Both Cease and Valdez are capable of flirting with no-hitters deep into games, so betting on a low-scoring first 5 innings feels like the smart play. In the end, this is a toss-up. Both teams are red-hot, and you could make a solid argument for either side. However, I'm leaning toward the Padres in this one. They've been one of the best teams down the stretch, especially at home, and in such a closely contested matchup, I would put my money on the Padres to edge out the Astros in what promises to be an intense game. The fourth prediction for today is for a game between the New York Yankees and Seattle Mariners. The Seattle Mariners face off against the New York Yankees in a pivotal game, with both teams chasing their postseason dreams. The Mariners are locked in a tight race for the American League wildcard, battling the Detroit Tigers for that final playoff spot. Meanwhile, the Yankees are riding high in the AL East, having built a 4-game cushion over the Baltimore Orioles with only 11 games left on the schedule. New York has been grinding out tough wins lately, including some nail-biters against the Red Sox. On the other hand, Baltimore's offense has gone cold, giving the Yankees room to stretch their lead. Tuesday's dominant 11-0 victory over the Mariners further solidified New York's postseason ambitions as they eye a potential bye in the wild-card series, now just 7 wins away from reaching the World Series for the first time in 15 years. Seattle is equally desperate as they look to salvage a wild-card spot after once leading the AL West by 10 games. Their young, talented roster, particularly the pitching staff, has kept them in the mix. Tonight's starter, Bryce Miller, has been outstanding with a season ERA of 3.12, and he's been even sharper lately, boasting a 2.16 ERA over his last 3 outings. While not the ace of the staff, Miller is a critical piece of Seattle's deep rotation. The Yankees will counter with Nestor Cortes Jr., who started the year strong but has hit a rough patch. He currently sports a 3.90 ERA for the season and has posted a 4.02 ERA in his last 3 starts. Given Miller's dominance at home, Seattle might have the upper hand when it comes to starting pitching. Offensively, the Mariners have an advantage against left-handed pitchers, hitting .257 compared to the Yankees, 14 average against right-handers. However, New York's bullpen has been lights out lately, putting up a 1.16 ERA over their last 10 games, slightly better than Seattle's solid 2.88 ERA in the same stretch. The Mariners are 10-4 in Miller's last 14 home starts, while the Yankees have dominated their head-to-head matchups, with a 40-18 record in their last 58 meetings. But with both teams feeling the heat, this one could come down to who wants it more. The Mariners, fighting to stay in the playoff hunt, are likely to bring more urgency to the field compared to the Yankees, who have a bit of a safety net in their division. In my opinion, the combination of Miller's strong home presence and Seattle's desperation to stay alive gives them the edge. I expect Miller to deliver a stellar performance, while Cortes might continue to struggle on the road. I believe Seattle will pull off the upset and keep their wildcard hopes alive with a hard-fought victory.